Greetings and welcome to HWE 200, Journal 1, Week 4. Question number 1. Were you surprised with your life stressor score? Why or why not? I was not surprised with the results because I stay under a lot of stress in my attempt to balance school, work, and life. I work at security jobs, so stress and confrontation with people seems to be a part of the job description. That said, any student knows that depending on the workload of the classes being taken, school can be either a part-time or a full-time job in and of itself, and balancing that with work while trying to attend to my personal responsibilities tends to produce a fair amount of stress. Hence, I'm not surprised with my stress score. Question number 2. What major stressors are impacting your wellness? Well, I do not have any stressors in the home section, aside from those dealing with work. The stressors in this section that affect my life the most include stress caused by the boss, mainly with crappy scheduling, problems with a few of my fellow security officers, i.e. co-worker problems, and employees that we see, which I believe is under the other people issues in the work section, which is under the home heading. This, coupled with the major changes that we have had in our company recently, led me to get 150 points just in this section alone. Work stressors under the section of work would be added responsibilities that have been thrown on my position. It would not be too bad with a pay raise, but doing a large increase of work without the increased pay is a real pain. My stress score in the work arena was 29. Personal stressors would include dramatic changes in personal habits, such as starting a new exercise regime and trying to stay faithful to it, and settling down after a nice vacation. My score here was 50. The financial stressors taught me that I scored a 60 due to decreased income, which is related to crappy scheduling with work, and increased expenses. Total, my score was 291, which put me in the moderately stressed criteria. Number 3, which dimensions of wellness are impacted by stress? The dimensions of wellness impacted by stress are the physical and emotional areas. According to mentalhealth.net, emotional byproducts of prolonged stress are depression, bipolarism, anxiety disorders, and personality changes. Personality changes would include acting hostile to those around the stressed individual and having random outbursts of anger. Depression and anxiety caused by stress can be seen by the person becoming very withdrawn from family and friends, in addition to acting strangely. More on acting strangely would be acting nervously for no apparent reason. Physically, stress can affect someone as well, according to Brian Davis at healthyliving.azcentral.com. The physical effects of long-term stress include heart disease, sleeping troubles, and digestive problems. A person under heavy stress may have trouble sleeping, be unable to eat, or unable to keep food down, and stands at an increased risk of heart-related problems such as heart attacks or strokes. In short, long-term sessions of stress will take a toll on a person physically and emotionally. Question number 4. Describe and demonstrate the relaxation technique you tried in your video journal. The primary technique of relaxation that I've used is deep breathing. The manner in which this technique is done, according to the textbook on page 318 through 319, is by completely filling the lungs when breathing so that the abdomen expands outward. Begin by taking a deep breath and then exhaling slowly through the mouth. Repeat this cycle several times and then rest quietly for 3 to 5 minutes. I have varied from the textbook slightly in my execution of this technique by holding the breath for 5 to 10 seconds immediately after breathing in deeply. By holding the breath, I am bottling up the stress that affects me and then expelling it slowly by releasing the breath through my mouth. According to page 319 of the textbook, the primary benefit of this technique is that it can be done anywhere at any time. Now, obviously, you will not see my abdomen, and I am not going to be doing the resting quietly for 3 to 5 minutes because that would be a waste of time out of this video. Just seeing someone sleep is kind of stupid. Anyway, I will commence with giving a demonstration. So you breathe in deeply. And then you repeat that several times. So you breathe in, hold it, and then release. And that's how you do it. Okay, question number 5. Do you think the relaxation technique you tried would be effective in reducing your stress level if practiced on a regular basis? Why or why not? From personal experience, I can say that the deep breathing techniques are useful in reducing stress, and I've used them while driving and while in tense situations because it can be done inconspicuously. I have found that when I am stressed, my muscles tense, my breathing becomes more rapid, and tension or stress becomes a predominant feeling. Some research suggests that blood pressure increases during stress, which I would contribute to the emotional feeling of stress during times of tension. According to a Harvard University study, deep abdominal breathing encourages full oxygen exchange, that is, the beneficial trade of incoming oxygen for outgoing carbon dioxide. Not surprisingly, it can slow the heartbeat and lower or stabilize blood pressure. In other words, deep breathing helps you relax by extension lowers stress levels. And by extension lowers stress levels. Okay, question number 6. What are the major health risks and diseases associated with stress? Well, according to the textbook on page 314, 2 major areas affected by long-term stress are one's immune system and his blood pressure. In short, because stress affects the immune system, the body becomes more susceptible to a multitude of ailments, from colds to cancer. Respiratory conditions such as asthma may become worse. The cardiovascular system reacts by constricting blood vessels while increasing blood volume. Multiple increases in blood pressure can eventually contribute to chronic high blood pressure. In extreme cases, sudden death can occur, especially for a person who has been experiencing high levels of uncontrolled stress for extended periods of time. And then in addition to that, it is well known that headaches, including migraines, have long been associated with stress. Again, from the textbook, page 314. Lastly, number 7, what 2 strategies effectively deal with stress, and which one of these would you consider using on a weekly basis? Actually, which 2 would you consider using on a weekly basis? Well, number 1 would be deep breathing, and number 2 would be meditation techniques. Meditation techniques. Number 1, as outlined earlier, deep breathing, as detailed on page 314 of the textbook, involves inhaling as deeply as you can and holding the breath for 3 to 5 seconds before slowly exhaling out of your mouth or nose. The main advantage of this technique is that you can use it while driving or in tense situations or virtually anywhere that I find myself tense. The technique can be done inconspicuously, which makes it far easier to do in public. Number 2, meditation, found on page 319 of the textbook, allows you to completely tune out the outside world by focusing on a sound or a single word and invoking relaxation as a result. So, to begin meditation, you start by sitting comfortably and softly closing your eyes, while putting all of your thoughts on a particular sound or word, and breathing in deeply and releasing that breath slowly. And then you just do that for a little while. In conclusion, I believe that by practicing both of these relaxation techniques, it is possible to embrace this stressful times without personally feeling stress. Until next time, we will see you again. Have a great day, and bye-bye.